add a Torus link to your Canvas class shell. This is the easiest of three ways. I'm going to add it to the navigation menu over here. This is a fresh course. It was just created. So I'm going to click Settings. Torus has already been added to Canvas. So what I'm doing here is clicking on the navigation tab up here, which gives me control over my navigation menu on the left. I'm going to drag the unused OLI Torus item up here above announcements, and now Torus will appear in the navigation menu when I save this view. And now when I go back, you can see that OLI Torus is here. If I go back home, Torus is here on the left, and when I click it, what it does is it opens in a new tab and prompts me to create my course. I will click Start. I'm going to use Real Chem 1 for the fall. This is a both in-person and online course, so I'm going to make that selection. We meet on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. My start date is August 13th, and my end date is December 19th. And the preferred time for my assignments to be due is midnight. So I'm going to leave that there and click Create Section. And now the course has been created with the default scope and sequence of the Real Chem 1 materials. From here, I can customize content in the curriculum area. Click the Customize Content link, and I can drag and drop any of these units and move them around. I can remove them. I can move them into other containers. That might be useful if, for instance, you needed to remove something from the gases unit to another module, because now you can see that the other units are not visible, so you can't drag and drop things. You have to use the Move tool. But drag and drop is quite simple here. You can remove anything that you don't plan to teach. And if you need to add materials from Real Chem 2, get in touch with us at support, and we will help you with that, because currently the tool requires some help from an administrator. After you have set up your course, you can come and use the scheduling. This is the soft scheduler. What you do is you click Set Schedule and choose the days and times that you want the system to suggest reading days to your students. So this helps keep them on track. Most students work most days of the week, so it will use all days of the weekly calendar. I suggest not setting your assessment dates automatically just yet, because there is no blackout assignment tool. So it will set your assignments during Thanksgiving week, for example, and then you'll have to move everything anyway. So as long as you don't have to, as long as you set assignment due dates, you can go in and manually change everything. So click Complete, and what this does is it lays out everything in the course in the order that you had previously set. There are a few things here that don't make sense to schedule, like appendices. So what you can do is you can right-click on those and remove them from the schedule. Once you've done all of that, everything else up here is going to expand and fill in the empty space. If you need to change any of these manually, you can actually move them around like that by grabbing them. But you can also go to the ends, and you'll see that the cursor changes shape. And at that point, you can expand and contract these and change the dates and times. If you look at the bottom left, you'll see that those dates are changing with my movements, so you can see exactly which dates each of these moves applies to. I am going to not save these changes, and I'm going to move to the assessment settings, where you will see that you can add availability dates and due dates for all of your assignments. They are all open by default. They all come with 3 attempts by default, except for the explorations, which have unlimited attempts. Those are not traditional checkpoints. They are immersive synthesis activities, and students have as many opportunities as they like by default, but you can change that if you need to. If you want to change any of these settings, you can scroll to the right and you'll see that there's a whole host of columns of different settings. If you hover over them, you can see what the description for each of them is. And if you change them, and you want to apply these changes to all of the assessments, as you can see there are 43 of them in the course, you might not want to do that manually, so what you can do is use the bulk application tool up here. So you make the changes that you want to the settings, and this was the basic concepts of matter and energy checkpoint. So you choose that from the list. There is a menu where you can select the one that you want to act as the template, and then once you've chosen it, you just click bulk apply, and it will make all of those changes in all of the assessments. So you can see that everything has been changed. The late policy has changed, the scoring strategy has changed, but nothing else that I left alone has changed. Student exceptions can be applied. Once you have students in the course, you can add a new exception, and then all you have to do is apply the change that you want to make, however you want it to differ from the default settings. Just make a change in that one setting. And then advanced gating is for if you need to add gates to your content to set requirements for students to reach new materials. So, for instance, you can set dated gates where the material is only available during certain times, or only if you have completed a particular page. For example, you can't move to Unit 3 until you have completed and submitted the Unit 2 checkpoint. Those can be applied here. Getting back to the Manage page, down here is the scoring area. You can manage the LMS gradebook here. You can test whether it's working. Okay, so the connection is good. Updating LMS line items will push all of your scored items as empty columns into your LMS gradebook. In this case, in Canvas, if I were to push LMS line items, all 43 of those items would appear in the gradebook, waiting to be populated by student scores. If you do not choose this, then they will be created in your gradebook. The columns will be created in your gradebook one by one as students create the first record for each of them. The reason you might want to update line items first is in case you need to do manipulation of your gradebook. You might want to collect things into an unscored area, or a homework area, or an area where a particular group of items applies or is valued at 10% of the student's grade, etc. And those things can be done easiest by updating line items early, and then making your changes to the gradebook before the students have access to the materials. And that is the how to set up your course. The last thing you need to do is to, if you need to change any of the dates, you can do that under Edit Setting Details. If you are a direct delivery user instead of an LMS user, this is where you would be able to make your course open for registration, and then you would be able to invite your students to access the course. Because this is an LMS course, all they have to do is click this Torus link that you've set up in Canvas, and they will be ushered into the course without needing to enroll or create an account or a password or anything like that. Clicking the link is both the door and the key to entering your course.